Like, Caitlin Clark just gifted her entire team her signature merch, but it wasn't just the team. Every fan that shows up to Gamebridge tonight will get the first release of Caitlin Clark's signature merchandise. About the Indiana Fever not showing love to Caitlin Clark, because to me, it took too long. Well, guess what, guys? Now we all know why.
It looked like Caitlin Clark just gave her entire team a gift straight out of a dream, her brand new signature merch. But here's the twist. It wasn't only the players. Every single fan walking into Gamebridge tonight is getting their hands on the very first drop of Caitlin Clark's official merchandise. And let's be honest, this moment didn't just appear overnight. For weeks, people were complaining about the Fever being too slow to show Clark the love she deserves. But now we know exactly why it took so long. Nike was planning something massive. The basketball world just witnessed one of the wildest power moves we've ever seen in the WNBA. Fueled by hype, jealousy, and the kind of star power we've never seen before, Caitlin Clark's new Nike signature logo has exploded across the globe. Billboards, social media, sold-out drops, it's everywhere. And while Clark is being crowned the queen of basketball marketing, you can bet Angel Reese is glued to her phone right now, watching the player she's been desperate to compete with completely rewrite the rulebook of women's basketball. Nike didn't just hand Caitlin Clark a logo, they unleashed a phenomenon. That sleek double C design isn't just a piece of branding, it's everywhere. It's flashing across giant billboards in New York, splashed all over social media feeds, and selling out faster than a Beyoncé concert. This isn't about a simple product drop, it's cultural takeover. Clark has become more than a player, she's an empire in motion. Every seat inside Gamebridge is expected to have her shirts, her gear, her name on it, turning the arena into a living, breathing Caitlin Clark museum. And while the fever pitch keeps rising, Angel Reese is sitting in Chicago, watching it all unfold, realizing that no amount of Reebok hype can match the tidal wave Nike just created around Clark. I've been telling people for months to stay patient, that Nike doesn't rush when it comes to their stars. Remember, Aja Wilson's deal took 2 years, Paige Buecher's had player exclusives but not her own signature shoe, and still everyone kept yelling that Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin Clark. Well, no, they didn't. This was the plan all along. Developing an entire product line takes time, and Nike wanted it perfect. And now the wait is over. Breaking news, Caitlin Clark officially has her own Nike logo. And not just that, an entire signature collection is on the way, complete with a line of apparel and, yes, her very first signature shoes. Nike isn't treating her like just another athlete, they're positioning her as the face of a new era in basketball. Nike made it official. Caitlin Clark is now one of their true signature athletes, standing in the same league as the biggest icons in sports. And the logo proves it. Those interlocking C's with a hidden third C aren't just a design trick. They carry meaning, connection, confidence, and clutch shooting ability. It's everything Clark represents, both on and off the court, and Nike gets it. They know her appeal stretches far beyond basketball. That's why starting this October, an entire Clark signature collection drops shirts, hoodies, pants, all premium gear, and her first signature shoe is lined up for 2026. What we're seeing isn't just marketing, it's Nike building a global brand around Caitlin Clark, one that will live on way past her rookie season. The numbers don't lie, and they're brutal for anyone trying to keep up with the Caitlin Clark machine. Her $28 million, 8-year Nike contract isn't just the biggest deal in women's basketball history. It's Nike planting their flag and saying, "We own this sport now." And the results prove it. Every piece of Clark merchandise vanishes like gold dust. Jerseys don't just sell out, they trigger stampedes online and in stores. Fans are refreshing websites until they crash, lining up outside shops, and paying resale prices that look more like luxury cars than sports gear. Clark's brand isn't hype, it's dominance, and it's happening right in front of us. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is left trying to hype up Reebok, but in comparison, her shoes land with the energy of a clearance sale, and this is where things get really interesting. Imagine Angel Reese sitting in her Chicago Sky uniform, scrolling through her phone, watching Caitlin Clark's logo takeover unfold in real time. She thought her Reebok deal was going to be her big moment, especially with Shaq pulling strings to land her that signature shoe. On paper, It looked huge, her first ever sneaker. The Angel Reese 1 Diamond Dust, dropping in September with two colorways, white and pink. She probably thought she was about to revolutionize the game. But here's the reality check. While Angel was celebrating what looked like a breakthrough, Caitlin Clark was quietly setting up a global phenomenon. One is chasing headlines, the other is creating history. Caitlin Clark's timing couldn't have been more ruthless. Nike's logo reveal hit right as the WNBA season was winding down, turning the spotlight back on her even when she wasn't on the court. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was gearing up for her own Reebok release, only to get completely overshadowed. The difference is, night and day when Clark announces something, the internet practically breaks in half. When Reese announces something, it scrolls past like an ad for cheap insurance. That's the brutal reality. Clark's The First of October Nike collection is set to dominate, and her 2026 signature shoe is already creating global buzz. Angel Reese's Reebok sneaker, it hasn't even dropped yet, and people are already forgetting it exists. The contrast becomes even sharper when you look at the numbers. Caitlin Clark's jersey sales are second in all of basketball. Not just the WNBA, we're talking ahead of names like LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft pick jersey was the fastest selling in sports history, gone in less than an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merch, let's just say you won't have trouble finding it in stock. Nike says Clark's logo represents her expanding range on the court, but it's really about how far her influence has already stretched. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting what it means to be a superstar. Her logo isn't just a design, it's a warning shot to the entire league that Caitlin Clark is building something bigger than the game itself. And this is where jealousy starts showing. Every time Caitlin Clark accomplishes something new, Angel Reese somehow forces her way into the conversation. Reporters ask her about Clark, and she gives clipped answers, refusing to acknowledge Caitlin's success, as if admitting it would shrink her own. That's not confidence, that's envy dressed up as attitude. The truth is, Clark doesn't even respond. She doesn't need to. She's too busy breaking records, selling out merchandise, and expanding her global brand, while Reese tries to throw shade from the sidelines. And that's the difference. One is setting the standard for women's basketball, the other is stuck chasing a spotlight that keeps moving further away. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game, she's changing the business, the culture, and the conversation around women's basketball. Nike didn't just sign her, they crowned her, and the world has responded with an energy we've never seen before. Every jersey, every shoe, every logo drop turns into a cultural event that sells out in minutes and dominates headlines across the globe. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still fighting for attention, watching her Reebok deal get buried under the weight of Clark's empire. The message is clear. There are levels to this, and right now, Caitlin Clark is playing in a universe of her own. She's not just the face of the Fever, she's becoming the face of basketball itself. When we step back and look at what's happening, it's bigger than basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie making waves, she's the spark that lit an entire movement. Think about it. In less than a year, she went from college sensation to the most talked about player in women's sports history, and Nike wasted no time turning that momentum into a global empire. Her $28 million deal isn't just numbers on paper, it's a statement to every brand, every league, and every fan that Caitlin Clark is the future. And the proof is everywhere. Jerseys sell out in minutes, shoes resell for triple their value, and her logo is plastered across arenas and timelines from Indiana to Tokyo. She's become a cultural icon before even stepping into her prime. And then you look at Angel Reese, talented, charismatic, a big name in her own right, but every time she tries to break through, she's standing in Caitlin's shadow. Reebok may give her shoes, may put her on covers, but without that organic fan devotion, it feels more like a sponsorship than a movement. The contrast is impossible to ignore. Clark makes headlines just by wearing her logo to practice. Reese has to beg the media to pay attention to her sneakers. That's the gap, and it's only getting wider. The truth is, people aren't lining up for Caitlin Clark gear because it's Nike. They're lining up because it's her. Because she represents more than buckets, she represents belief, confidence, and possibility. She's become a symbol of what happens when preparation meets talent and when the right star gets the right platform. Nike saw it, and the world confirmed it. So while Angel Reese keeps throwing shade and trying to insert herself into the conversation, Caitlin Clark doesn't even have to respond. Her game, her brand, her numbers, they speak louder than anything else. And that's why years from now, when people talk about the moment women's basketball truly exploded into global dominance, they won't point to Reebok deals or flashy logos. They'll point to Caitlin Clark. They'll point to this exact moment in time when the Double C logo dropped and changed everything. Because right now, Caitlin Clark isn't just the future, she's the present. She's the main event, the headline, the icon who's writing a brand new chapter in sports history. And everyone else, they're just trying to keep up.